Hello everyone, I'm on the assignments page on the final written assignment for the course, Selling a Solution on Your Wicked Problem. There will be another piece of writing, a shorter piece that I'll explain next week, but it will appear this week. It'll be on trying out your solution. But that said, this is the big one. And as you can see, it's a little longer than the deeper look essay, although a lot of your deeper look essay can appear in here because your deeper look essay is on your root causes. A solution to your problem means one that, of course, responds to the root causes, right? Not just the symptoms, the root causes. So it may find a home in here, but just remember, you're going to structure it a little differently. You'll need your own original title. I like mine, but you've got to use your own. And Chevalier should get some credit for all the help he's given you here. So come out and say it where it's appropriate to do so. And he's going to show you some moves to make as you get to how your logic led you to the solution. I'm talking about ethos, logos, pathos, and you'll see that in the discussions and a little bit on the reading questions as well this week. And here's what I just said about previous essays. Just be sure that you're putting things in different spots, because your purpose here is to sell a solution that responds to your root causes, and here, this is new, how you yourself will set an example in taking an active role in that solution. After all, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, right? So do some thinking about that. And then also, since you've got to sell the solution, don't assume that everyone automatically will agree with everything you say. You've got to anticipate people who might have some doubts. And in chapter 6 of They Say, I Say, the authors give you some templates you can use to create your response to a skeptical reader. And you do this all in one paragraph. You imagine why someone would not be fully convinced of what you're saying. You say why, and then you respond to that doubtful, anonymous fictional reader. MLA format's a big deal this time. And I've got the layout of the first page in the writer's toolbox, and Purdue OWL will show you how to do the in-text citations of your sources, where you cite your sources within your paragraphs. It's a lot shorter than you would on a works cited page. Some of you have been doing this already. Take a look at that. Now, that's not anything you need to do at the end of this week. Right now, we're focusing on getting a draft going at the end of this coming week. Also new, besides the role you'll play in the solution, is some visual support for what you're talking about. You could be talking about the causes or the symptoms or the solution. Do some thinking about this. We'll get into this next week, I think. Might be a good time to do that. And design statement as usual. And be careful about introducing quotations. I've been seeing this on the discussion and reading questions last week, where some people were having a quoted sentence, but it was all by itself as a quoted sentence. It should never be a quotation by itself. It should never be a sentence. It should always have an introduction within the sentence where the quotation is. Okay, and you'll submit it the same way you submitted the deeper look, and that's due the very last day of class, August 16th. Let me take you to where the draft is going to show up, and that's the end of this week. It's a little different than last time where you just submitted a draft for me to read. This time, you're going to play a role as a classmate who is going to help your other classmates with their draft. And yes, I'll see how you do at this. It's for a grade, your responses. So the essay Q&A, it's kind of set up like a discussion. And it's got two stages, the part where you submit your draft by Saturday, and then the part where you respond to your classmates. And be sure you read through the posting instructions, because you have to direct your classmates to look at parts of your draft where you need some suggestions. And you need to do that because if they don't know what you're asking about, they won't be able to help you at all, and I don't think you'll get full credit for this. Okay, and then by Tuesday, you respond to your classmates' requests for suggestions by read their questions first about that they're asking you about their draft. Then you reply. And don't respond to any classmates' draft who didn't follow the instructions, okay? So got a few things going on this week. It's going to be eventful, and have a great week, and I'm always available if you have questions.